Hey everyone, welcome to today's installment of the Chief of Staff Chronicles. I was out for a couple of weeks. I was sick, and then my little one was sick, and I just needed to take care of myself and take care of her. But I am back. I'm excited to share with you a couple of things today, and we'll be looking forward to connecting with you. Like I said, every Wednesday, I'll be doing a live to share some valuable information. Now, many of you have talked to a lot of different chief of staffs, and probably the theme that seems to be dominant is they all seem different. Every job, every role, for some reason, feels like there is a nuance to it. And you're right. The job description will highlight some things, and then if you are in a position where you're working as a chief of staff, you'll find out very quickly that there's some deviation from that job description. And it's not because we don't understand what a chief of staff does. And I think in some cases that is the case. But it's because the chief of staff role literally is that extension of your leader, the principal, and you assume and take on the things that are most important for that organization and that leader that may not necessarily be in a job description. And so doesn't it make it hard to be an effective chief of staff because you don't necessarily know what you're stepping into? It definitely can make it hard. And that's why I wanted to spend a couple minutes today letting you know how you can make sense of the noise. As your chief of staff architect, I'm in the process of writing my second book about being a chief of staff. I've written my first book that I invite you all to check out. I also have a training program called the Chief of Staff Academy. Now, why is this important based on what I just said? Well, every chief of staff, every person that's in that role, there are some commonalities that they need to be able to understand. Some of those commonalities include knowing how to understand your leader's voice, because you may be in a situation where you have to do some ghostwriting for that person, and you need their voice to be prevalent in whatever that communication is, not necessarily yours. There may be an opportunity to see if there are development needs for that leadership team. So you may be bringing in a coach, a guest speaker, or an activity that brings the team closer together. From a financial perspective, every chief of staff has to understand some of the basics of budgeting, revenue, cost analysis. And depending on where your organization is, what stage they are, whether they're pre-funded, funded, or trying to get funding, you'll need to understand that. Change management is a huge thing for chief of staff because there is always change in organization. The organization that I was with, Microsoft, we had a lot of change that was happening. Some of that change had to do with job elimination, job creation, retention, and how do you manage all aspects of those things while still making an impact in your organization. If that sounds like something that you are curious about, book some time with me. I have created this course so you can at least understand some of the core concepts that every chief of staff needs to understand to just get a bearing on the role. It is groundbreaking in the sense that you're dealing with somebody, myself, who I'm taking experience from the tech companies that I've worked for, and I've been able to work for some amazing companies, Apple, Edmunds, Microsoft, and using those lenses to help shape what this program looks like, being in the industry, in the tech industry for over 20 years and specializing in this space. Also, working with a variety of different mentors and sponsors who have helped me craft this narrative and this storyline. The Chief of Staff Academy is accredited. And so for those of you who want to get that certificate that says that you have been through a course that's been vetted by experts, that's what you're going to get. The uniqueness about the Academy is that you also get coaching with me, not somebody on my team, but me. We will work together. We will craft that plan. So you're taking those concepts that you're learning and you're applying them in your work that you're doing, and modifying what you're doing to make sure that you're using the latest techniques and things to help you find that success. Now, if you're an individual who is transitioning, which means maybe you're moving from one role to another, or you may not currently be employed and you're hoping to transition into that role. Book time with me, because what we're going to discuss is what is a plan for you to attract those roles that can get you into that position. What is your job strategy, and how is that search working for you? I've been able to work with amazing people who've been able to see some results even during these times where the economy is so difficult and tough. Again, reach out to me. Let's chat, book time on my calendar, and let's talk about what is your go forward plan and how can we make it something that is attainable, that is with the organization that you're seeking to work with, and that at the end of the day, you're finding happiness and joy in the thing that you're doing, and that there is some kind of a balance with your work life. Yes, it's true. No two chiefs are the same. That's absolutely true. But some of the core functions every chief needs to understand and be able to execute in an expert way. And I can help you understand what those things are. I'm Anne Marie. I'm your Chief of Staff Architect. I'm glad that you spent a couple of minutes with me this morning. And if you haven't connected with me, make sure you follow me, ring the bell on LinkedIn, click follow on Instagram and all of the social media areas that I'm at. And I am accessible. So drop me a DM if you've got a question, and let's hop on a call and let's chat. I hope you have a fantastic rest of your day, and we will talk soon.